Hi, everybody. This is Glenn Tompkins at VectorVest, and here are my two stocks for moving average setups. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our December hot stock panels. 7 hot stocks for moving average setups. My name is Glenn Tompkins, senior instructor here at VectorVest. My pleasure to host this hot stock panel, and I think that this hot stock panel is ideally suited to more of the trader. And, talking about moving averages, amongst other things, moving averages are a crucial way to help you to pinpoint getting into a trade and actually pinpoint when to get out of a trade. Especially knowing as a VectorVest subscriber, our MTI is at a level of right now 1.67. The market's looking for a top. And this is most likely more of a trader's market, even though the market's going higher. I understand that. The market's going higher, but at some point in time, the market's going to pull back. It's not if it pulls back. It's going to be a matter of when it pulls back. So moving averages can definitely get you in to take advantage of a move. And before or as a market could be pulling back, you can still use those same moving averages as a gauge to get out of those stocks as well. So as I mentioned, I am your host, but today I am joined by two of my esteemed colleagues. Well, one is more esteemed than the other, and I'm going to leave it up. Neither one of them knows which one is more esteemed than the other. Doesn't matter. But I've got, Patrick is pointing to himself, but I've got Jerry D'Ambrosio, who's the manager of educational content. Wave, Jerry, so they can see you. And then I've got Patrick France, who is, like myself, a senior instructor, and he also supports the VectorVest mobile app as well. So I got two good people here with me, and Jerry D'Ambrosio is more of our tech guy in the educational team. So he's got a lot of great content for webcasts and for paid courses as well. So he's really good at that. Patrick and I will just sit and bask in his glory and his aura of his expertise. That's what we'll do. Right, Patrick?
That's right.
There you go. So Jerry's the guy when it comes down to that. And that's why he's got that big smile on his face. He's sitting there going, oh, yeah, I'm the guy. It's all right. It's all right. So we're going to have a lot of fun, but it's going to be very informational. And you guys may pick up some things. You guys may definitely pick up some things in regards to how to trade utilizing moving average setups. We're going to get right into it, all right? If you like what you see, especially if you're brand new to our YouTube channel, if you like what you see, by all means, please subscribe to the channel. And if you like the content that we're going to be giving along the presentation, don't forget to hit the like button. All right, let's hit the like button and join the channel. I love the way that we don't force people to do anything. It's all up to you. So make it happen. All right, so let's start off with my picks. All right, we're going to give you 7 stocks. I'm going to have 2. Patrick's going to have 2. Jerry's going to have 3. But we're going to start off right here in the software. Normally, when we do a presentation, we start off a little bit of market overview, but I'm not going to do that today. We're going to get right into what we're going on into. All right. So I've got these stocks set up in a watch list. I'm going to go to the Viewers tab, and I am going to go over to the watch list viewer, and I am going to go down to Hot Stock Panel. All right, these are where all of our hot stock panels have their watch lists. I'll find for today, which is 12/1. And here's the 7 stocks that we'll go over. All right, and when you look at a list of VectorVest stocks, and this is for the benefit of the people who are brand new to the software, when you open up a listing of stocks in the software, you're always going to see that they're sorted by our master indicator, VST, or value, safety, and timing. So the stocks that have the best combination of relative value, relative safety, and relative timing will be at the top of the list, and the ones that have the worst combination will be at the bottom of the list. Now, the interesting point of this, we like to use this from an investing perspective. But understand that we're going to be looking at moving average setups This is going to be more of a technical trade. It could be more considered to be more of an aggressive trade. So even though I like that it's set up by VST, our master indicator, as we go through these trades, understand, and my two colleagues will agree with me, that these are more trade opportunities than anything else. All right? Could these be longer term investments, depending on what you're using to get out of them? The answer to that could be yes. But getting in and getting out and making money and doing so consistently is the crux of what we're going to talk about today. All right, so here's the 7 stocks. My 2 stocks happen to be Altimmune and let's just move this over so you can see the names, the Nautilus Group, NLS. So I know that, how do I get to these stocks? All right, and I'm going to start off by putting some context behind how I came up with these stocks. First thing, from a moving average perspective, I like using the 3 and the 8 exponential moving averages. That's me, and that's something that we do in our Jockey Club, which is our trading room, and they can serve the purposes from either a short-term perspective or a swing trade perspective. They can do either or, whether it's on minute bars or on end-of-day bars. I believe the 3 and the 8 does a good job of finding stocks that are trending and keeping you in those trending stocks longer. So that was the first thing that I looked at to try to find these stocks. The next thing that I looked at is, well, I know that these are trades, but why not use a VectorVest indicator relative value, the stock's upside potential as compared to an alternative investment in AAA corporate bond. Relative value on that scale, that VectorVest scaling between 0 and 2, above 1 is favorable. Above 1, like an Altimmune, a relative value at 1.15, we're saying that over the next 1 to 3 years, this stock, Altimmune, should outperform a AAA corporate bond by 15%. Should. So that tells me that the stock has got good upside capability. Nautilus Group's got an RV of 1.57. That should outperform AAA corporate bond by 57% over the next 1 to 3 years. So even though I started off with a 3 and an 8 exponential moving average crossover, I wanted to put some more confidence behind the trade still moving in my direction. All right, so I did that, and putting those two together, I'm not going to look at the other indicators just quite yet. All I really want to do is look at the graph, but something else. Earnings growth. Earnings is the engine that drives the stock's price higher. How about earnings growth on both of these stocks are double digits? I know that Altimmune, being a pharmaceutical, it's got a negative earnings per share. But it tells me that as a pharmaceutical, they're growing their earnings. They'll get out of that negative earnings per share rather quickly at the rate of which they're growing their earnings. So, all right, now that's how I got to the stocks. And I also wanted to make sure that the RV was at 1.25 or higher. It's pulled back since I picked them up, which is fine. All right, but the stock is still moving up. All right, now, as I pull these up on a graph, view the stock graph, a couple of things that I looked for. My graph setup is looking at the 3 and the 8, and I'm going to put this on an end-of-day graph on a 1-month graph. I'll actually put it on a 3-month graph. All right, I look at Altimmune, and I liked that the 3 and the 8 had crossed a couple of days ago. All right, actually it crossed 1, 2, 3 days ago. What else happened? We have another indicator within VectorVest, only found in VectorVest, called RT, relative timing. It looks at the stock's short-term price trend. Based on that scale between 0 and 2, when RT goes above 1, the stock is officially in an uptrend. Now, if I'm looking at a 3-month graph, look at that RT indicator. I know this is about moving averages, but I liked that I wanted to use a technical indicator only found in VectorVest to help back up the decision to pull the trigger or think about Altimmune. Now, you'll see today's activity. Let me take off today's activity. A big give back day. But the stock did go across a level of resistance sitting here at about $11.81 after the 3-8 cross. And I'm going to put another moving average up here. Another confirming moving average. Let's change the style. Make that a little darker. Another moving average for a midterm moving average, the stock's price was also above a 20 exponential moving average. So I used the 3 and the 8 to find the stock. I'm using the 20 as a means to confirm the stock along with RT. Stock's price moved up nicely today, a lot of give back. The stock's price did gap up higher. Now, if I'm in this stock, what do? Well, if I'm currently in the stock, I've got to have a place to get out. I would probably look at the same 3 and 8 as a way to get out, possibly, or look at the prior day's high as a way to get out. Remember, this is still a shorter term pick. A lot of give back today, so I probably wouldn't pull the trigger on it today, even though the stock's price went up on good volume. Volume is rising, RT is rising. I'm thinking that could be some profit taking. Yesterday's close, let's go put on a date line. Yesterday's close was sitting at 12.23. The high today went up to $15.37. That's a big jump up in the stock's price. The stock did pull back. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The stock did pull back. Would I get into it? If I'm in it now, because if I bought it earlier today, what would I do? I'd leave it alone. All right? I'd look at my prior day's high as a level probably for me to get out, or give the stock a little bit more room by looking at the 3 and the 8. The stock's price went up on good volume. The stock's price really went up on good volume. I've got a little bit of a doji or indecision today, but volume is conviction. Volume is definitely conviction. So if I'm not in it, I'm going to wait. Another thing that I would look for possibly was to see if it breaks above, if I'm not in it, breaks above that level of resistance. I do like the moving average crossovers, followed with RT, followed with volume. Now I just need to sit back a little bit and let the trade come to me if I'm not already in it. All right, so now I'm going to let Jerry and Patrick chime in on what they think about the pick. Starting off, I'll start with you, Jerry, since you're sitting in the middle.
Sure. I think it's a good pick. It's actually, before I decided on mine, I was going to choose ALT for myself until Glenn told me that he chose it. So I really like the pick. It also just recently crossed above its 50-day moving average. So you're getting a lot of moving average crossovers, price crossing above the 20, crossing above the 50. It's been in a pretty long-term downtrend. I'm looking at my other monitor here. If we just go to a 1-year chart.
All right, I got you. Hold on. I'm putting on that 50 as well.
Sure.
There's the 50.
There's the 50.
Change the style. Let's make that a little darker.
Yeah.
So all the moving averages across the board look good. There's your 1 year.
It's been a long-term downtrend. You can also see how that 50-day moving average, if take off the other moving averages, serving as nice resistance, right? Over the last 3 months or so, price below it, but retracing from it from underneath. So you get a nice bullish crossover over the last couple of days. So really like the pick, really strong volume, RT trending higher, just crossed above 1. So one of my favorites that I was looking at earlier today as well.
All right, Patrick?
I'm going to say I don't like the pick.
Well, you can get off my stream right now. You're done. Okay. Go ahead.
If you zoom back into, let's say a 3-month, if you look back around the 13th of October, you see the same kind of pattern happening right when it bounced up and hit support. And then it sold off. There's a lot of volume, but you have to consider a lot of that volume is probably made up of profit taking. A lot of people selling their shares, which is creating some of that volume. If it could hold towards the highs today, I would completely reverse my call and say I like it. But right now with it showing a doji and it's, in the last 3 months, every time it's had a doji like that, it tends to pull back right afterwards. I'd still be a little careful or a little hesitant with it. Maybe at the $12 price range when it comes down to that support floor. But, that $13.58 all the way down to $12, $1.50 a share on a $12 stock, that's a pretty big move that you'd have to sit through before you even, start to see if it's going to hold or not.
I'm going to counter that because doji pullback, Doji, notice that, and Jerry brought up a good point. Notice that the 50-day moving average served as a really good level of resistance in all of these cases. This is the first time in the last 3 months where it actually broke above the 50. So from that perspective, it broke above the 3 and the 8, it broke above the 20, and it broke above the 50. Put all of that into, and this is looking at, moving average setups. I think that presents a good buying opportunity. Now, could it pull back? Answer to that is absolutely, it could. But this is the first time over that 3-month period where this kind of phenomenon has happened, has happened with the stock at this particular point in time. So I counter what you say from that perspective.
5-stop limit order would be the way to go.
Okay. Jerry, you look like you were going to say something else.
I was just about to. So if you think about it in terms of price action today, sure, we may see a retest of yesterday's high in the near term, but the analysis that we're doing and Glenn is doing is using moving average crossovers. So has the direction of price changed? And looking at the moving averages that we've been looking at, it looks to be that direction has truly changed. Now, what happens today, and there is a bit of profit taking today, I still think shorter term, maybe not today, maybe you wait for a little bit more confirmation tomorrow. But in terms of trend change, we have that here with the moving average crossovers. Yeah, today's a profit taking day. I still like it in terms of all those moving average crosses that we've gotten.
Yeah, I do. So, Patrick, you're outnumbered, so hush. All right. So, all right, let me go to my second stock. Patrick, I'm only messing with you. Let's go to my second stock, which is NLS, all right, Nautilus Group. Now, this stock caught my attention because, again, it crossed the 3 and the 8. Oh, and I got to do something. No, okay, I do have to do something. We do have a giveaway today. Joey was letting me know. We're going to be giving here we go, keyword mug. Got to type mug in the room. We're going to give a mug away at 2:45. We're going to give away a mug at 2:45. No, Monty, it's not VV Nation right now. You got to type in mug. And we're going to watch mug go across the room. If you want to throw a VV Nation in there, you can. That's not going to get you the mug, though. All right, so I figured fuzzy pick 2. Well, Joey, and if there's any technical issues, that's what we got Jerry for. That's what we got Joey for. He got you. All right, so now let's go into my next pick. Next pick again, NLS. The stock was a stock that hit the criteria of my 3 and the 8 crossing. And let's go take the 3 and the 8 off. Let's go put on the 20. All right, I'm going to move this up just so I can put that up there. It also crossed my 20-day exponential moving average when I ran it. Now, interesting that it was my pick because I liked prior activity on the stock, and I was like, hey, maybe bouncing off this level of support, breaking above not only the 3 and the 8, but the 20, this could be a buying opportunity. Aha! What do I see now? I see a big down candle. I'm not gonna, actually, I could call that a dark cloud cover, Jerry. It's more than halfway down.
Yeah, I'm not sure if today's open was higher than yesterday's high. I'm not sure if that was
I don't think it was. I don't think it was higher than yesterday's high. So that would stop it from being a dark cloud cover.
Yeah.
It's definitely a bearish candle. Mm-hmm. All right. It definitely is a bearish candle. So even though I found it and I was looking at it, now as I look at it, today's action, I'm probably not as bullish as I was on it. So yeah, trying to give you 7 stocks to look at, but this is the beautiful thing about behind making sure that you got confirmation before you pull the trigger. Again, I like the prior activity that happened along this 3-month time period. The pullbacks happened. It found a level of support. When I did the search, it met the criteria crossing the 3 above the 8, and it is above the 20. But with today's activity, I would hold off on this stock. All right, I would hold off on this stock. So this is a stock that I would put on my watch list, but I would wait for the stock or the trade to come back to me right now. And overall, even if it did go above, and let's say today was a buy opportunity, if it were a buy opportunity, that high would be my level of selling the stock. That would be my price target, sitting at about 28.43. So I would have some good opportunity to make money. But with today's activity not confirming when I first found it, I would wait on that trade. Jerry, what do you got to say?
Yeah, I agree. So if you're using yesterday's breakout candle as your confirmation or as your trigger candle, you're looking for price to go above yesterday's high. It didn't go above yesterday's high today, so you're kind of in limbo in terms of entering the trade. Glenn, go to a 6-month chart.
Actually, you can. You got control. You can do that.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing here is this level of support. I know it's not exact, but where did it stop? Kind of like in the same level that you had some congestion in this area as well. So this is a nice spring trade where you're in an uptrend and you get a pullback towards a prior swing high or a prior level of resistance. It stops, generally speaking, in that area. Like Glenn said, it's kind of holding nice support here. I don't hate it. I just would love to, I'd love to wait for a little bit more price confirmation. Right. So today's high was, what is that? I can't read that.
21.53.
And yesterday's high was
21.48.
Yeah, so real close there. So 21.53 is what I would use as confirmation. It's a down day today. Wouldn't enter it. I don't like the trend of RT either, but with a push higher, RT could very well cross back above one and make new highs. But today's day kind of ruins the RT movement there. As you can see, it dipped below. So nice cross above the 20-day moving average. Bullish, of course. Retracing off of support, retracing off of a prior resistance level, a prior resistance level when it was resistance back here. So not terrible.
Before I get Patrick to come in, Boston Bean says, why not change price from candlesticks to open, high, low, close so folks can see what you're talking about? Not everyone's candlestick smart. I think for the most part, most people, and Jerry, back me up on this or not, I think most people use candlesticks more so than open, high, low, close, or am I wrong?
It's hard to say.
I guess it's a personal preference.
Yeah.
I think it's a personal preference. Leonardo, MACD, we could put that on, but I'm going to stick to what everyone here is set up for today. And guess what? Because you are a subscriber to the software, you can add a lot more to what you do to make this right for you. Understand there's 3 personalities in here presenting, and we're going to stand fast on the strength of their talents in regards to what we're looking for. So I'm putting that. You guys are putting a bunch of technical indicators in here. Hold on to them. All right. So Patrick, you will analyze this along, and then you will go next.
All right. So yeah, I like this one. I like that. It had a big gap down. It was falling for a little bit, but that support floor right below 18 seems to be holding. It's that downtrend is starting to dissipate. You're finally taking out the previous high before the last pullback. I like that. It's pulling back a little bit here today, but it's coming off of those lows, which is nice. Tells us people are, the mentality is people are buying that dip here today. I'd like to see it get above that green level of resistance. But once you get above that, that would be, you get above it or get above that, get a nice buy entry price in there, and use that as a stop right there for yourself.
All right. So those are my 2 stocks. All right. And opportunities, you can take them as you see them, but at least giving an understanding of why they were there, why I saw what I saw, and what I'm looking for can at least help some of you. And a lot of people are adding in other technical indicators. By all means, if it fits you, you can do so. Are you still kicking yourself for not getting out of the market soon enough this year, only to miss getting back in and making big profits? That all stops today when you sign up for VectorVest, risk-free for 99 cents. That's right, folks, 99 cents for 30 days. Stop missing out on market opportunities and try VectorVest today, risk-free.